Recorded live on location at the Generation X Comics and Games Studio, it's Trade Paper Hacks, episode 20, with your hosts, Mark and Alex.
Thank you, Announcer Boy. I don't know if you can tell the Announcer Boy's a little worn out from all con.
I think he is. He left early, but he was still there.
The entire time, he was cosplaying as Tech Booth. It was weird.
I know. It was. I got him so confused so many times. It's crazy.
It was impressive, and they were both cosplaying as Hagrid.
Yeah, you know how many kids ran up to him? Am I a wizard? And you just look at him and go, no, slap him.
Nobody is ever a wizard. Okay, so we got a lot going on tonight because we got to recap All-Con.
Hey, just in case you didn't know, we went to All-Con this past
Hey,
weekend.
All-Con was this last weekend. We were there. It was a big deal. But before we get to that, I want to let you know where we're recording from. We're recording live from Generation X Comics and Game Studios over here in Bedford, Texas.
Southeast corner of Harwood and 121.
Right next to Taco Bell.
The old fake meat?
The old fake meat.
The old fake meat.
The old fake meat.
Ye old fake.
old fake.
Ye old fake meat.
So we got an E on the end of meat.
The old fake meat shoppy.
Shoppe.
Yep.
Shoppe. We're going to go over a lot tonight, but before we do that, we got to introduce Tech Booth.
Yes, Tech Booth here.
Tech Booth himself, Jason Dyer. Say hi, Tech Booth.
The furries worry me.
Hi, Tech Booth.
That was somebody talking about you at the con.
They thought I was a furry?
Yes, they
Yeah,
saw
I
you
was
from
in
a
a suit.
distance and said, "Oh, that guy's a furry," and then they got a closer look and.
No,
They
he
still were
is,
not impressed.
Yeah, he's just furry. He's not a furry. He
Yeah.
is furry.
Not a noun. You're not a noun.
He's a descriptive term.
One of those. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about. We actually spent 3 days at All-Con this last weekend.
Non-stop. No sleeping, no doing,
Just,
never left the hotel.
yeah,
It's crazy.
Red Bull and videotape. That's all we were for 3 days straight.
Yes, because our cameras use videotape. They're analog.
Hey, don't knock the tape, bro. Reel to reel.
Color by Kodak.
Yep.
Yes.
Kodachrome. And cue the music.
Are you really? I didn't know you were going to actually cue music. It's fantastic. I wanted that to happen so badly.
He's already doing so much video work anyway, so.
Might as well. Okay, so we actually are going to spend the second half of the show talking about all the vendors we met and all of the actual talent that we met there.
Ooh, that's a good word for talent, yeah.
Yeah, I know. We were
trying to come up
word
for a while what we were going to call that.
for a while. But let's talk about just All-Con in general before we get to that.
Yeah, this, Alex and myself, this is our first time at All-Con. Jason has been there before. So we were interested about what it was going to be like. We had never been to All-Con before.
And honestly, I was genuinely surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I
Really?
know that sounds pessimistic, and that sounds like, come on, you're that negative about a community event here.
But it is Alex. Remember that.
Yes, and I hate things. Genuinely, I hate things. No, and I was really concerned that it's like, oh, it's a smaller con, and it's not going to have all the flashy lights of your Dallas Comic Cons, your actual Comic Cons, all this stuff you see on the internet. And I understand now. I get it. I actually met people, I made friends, and everything was really down to earth, but also kind of gives you the opportunity to kind of dip your toes into that fringe weird nerdiness that I'm not saying I'm not comfortable with it, because I'm not, but it's stuff I'm not familiar with.
I think my favorite part of your experience was Thursday afternoon. I get a text message from you that says, guys, I'm in the parking lot. I haven't got out of my car yet, and I've already seen a Klingon, and they sends me a picture of a Klingon getting their stuff out of the back of their car.
And I was there for all of 2 minutes, and you realize right off the bat when you're driving through the parking lot of All-Con that you are in a nerd mecca.
You're in another zone there.
Well, because every nerd's car kind of looks the same, and we discussed this a little bit this weekend, but they're all late model 90s turn of the century cars with peeling paint and tons of nerd reference stickers on the back of them.
Bumper stickers are a thing.
You got bumper stickers, you got the little family stickers, and those are always replaced with Jedis and droids and little things like
Yeah,
that.
the weirdest one I saw was Darth Vader, Leia, and a kid, and that just bothered me. It bothered me a lot.
Well, and I was like, man, these guys are just nerdy. Like, they wear their nerd stuff on their sleeve. And then I get out of my car, and I turn around, I look at it, and I see my actual legal Batman license plate.
And
I go, oh, damn.
I'm home. And then he ran happily.
Did you ever have that
door.
feeling? Did
I
you ever think to
skipped
yourself,
to the door.
that
What
you were
feeling,
home?
Tech Booth?
Like, did you ever feel that you had found the place where you could be, like, more likely to dress as Batman if you wanted to, for example? Like, was it home for you? Had you...
I didn't quite get that. I'm never going to be comfortable enough to do something like that unless challenged, which we'll get to probably here later.
Right.
Yes, we will.
But I felt like I was more of a... We were working.
Yeah.
Yes, that's going to be obvious, but I didn't really allow myself to relax too much. I mean, y'all too... Everybody that went might argue otherwise. Alex relaxed a little bit. We saw some stuff.
Well, you kind of had to. It kind of got knocked into you to relax.
We'll also cover
Or
that in a hot second.
Can't wait
There's
for that.
violence involved at Alcon. There's a tease forward. I felt comfortable. I enjoyed it. I loved how, not that it was small. Did we ever hear any official numbers for how many people were actually there?
You know, I have no idea.
A couple thousand?
You think?
Over 3 days.
Through the entire weekend and probably counting Sunday,
Yeah.
probably pretty close to it. Because there were a lot of people there just for a Saturday pass.
Yeah, that's true, too.
So
Saturday was a lot more crowded than we had seen in the prior 2 days, which makes
Yeah.
sense, you know. People are off
But
work.
the nice thing of where it was at, it was crowded, but it wasn't overcrowded.
You could walk around.
You could still get everywhere around, even in the vendor room, which was a little packed with people.
And cramped. I mean, like
Yeah.
they're working on that for next year, but it was a little tight. But you could still walk around and look at stuff and talk to vendors and not feel like you're being pressured. You didn't have that shoulder to shoulder feel at any point.
Yeah.
And
I've been to way too many cons where I can't walk down a 10-foot wide aisle because there's just people there, and I can't do that.
I agree, and my favorite part of it though is it wasn't so packed to where I had to smell other nerd stank.
So, yeah,
It
you
wasn't.
had, like, your
We had
personal boundaries respected
You had a
most of the
bubble
time.
of your own personal stank, and it didn't have to observe anybody else's.
I will go ahead and give Allcon, that was the least amount of stank I've ever smelled at a convention. It
Yeah.
really was
Okay.
It was
pretty low key.
It was enough nerds to where it would heat up a place.
Right.
Man, the top floor got hot when,
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
when the nerds started drinking. And that's when the body heat just started radiating. You're like, oh, they're going to start breeding soon.
Maybe some little baby nerds coming out of that.
But it wasn't too bad. And I enjoyed it. Now, there were some people there that always kind of surprised. One thing that surprised me is let's talk a little bit about that fringe nerdum that we saw. We, on Saturday, me and Mark had a moment away from the camera crew, and we accidentally stepped into a maid service, Japanese anime maid service
I forgot about
competition.
A competition?
Competition.
I don't know what the competition was. They were looking for plates.
They hid, and they say plates. They were actually chargers. Hashtag. There's my man card. They're chargers, okay.
Give that up. Yeah, you're bad.
But they'd hit them all throughout, and then these people dressed as maids were going around and trying to like find where they were, and it was all timed.
Okay.
And they were dressed like Japanese maids. And you would think they'd be skanky. No, you're not accurate there.
Yeah, it was like the anime, like the full,
Like the full-
outfit, petticoats, pink.
Frilly?
Yeah,
Super
frilly stuff.
frilly,
Yeah,
yeah.
but not revealing in any shape, form, or fashion.
No,
Okay.
Thank God. And there were, and
There was what?
a couple
Probably-
guys.
Yeah, there were a couple
three or
guys.
four guys, which made up for 50% of the maids in a given room.
Yeah, there was
Right.
probably 6 or 8 of them.
And that's fine. That's whatever.
Yeah, that wasn't a problem. It was
Actually, the problem, there was a actual problem. The person taking photos, I thought it was just another maid, another person in a dress and maid, and they turn, and it is actually a sculpted anime face mask in which this
Like a
soulless,
full head,
expressionless
yeah.
person is wearing.
Giant eyes?
Yes.
And, like, wow.
the big kind of pointy upturned
Yeah,
nose,
pointy
and
nose,
yeah, with this blue hair and the way it was built. Until she looked directly at you, you had no clue.
And then
Really?
when she did look at you, your soul escaped your body.
I had to drag Alex out, and I thought I was gonna have to resuscitate him, but
Did you guys snap
Luckily
any
not.
pictures off on the cell phone of that?
I got one blurry one I sent to a
Okay.
buddy, but
I was worried about my phone just dying. from
I looked
that.
on his phone. He was on eBay looking up nurses'
anime ads?
costumes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, they are expensive.
that's surprisingly not an affordable occupation, being a maid.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. Okay, we probably can't go on too much farther without talking about probably our favorite event of what happened. Hell, we even filmed an outro video for all of this stuff that's going to be on YouTube. I guess we did a horrible job of plugging what we were actually there doing.
Go for it.
So what we were actually there doing was filming videos for one of a series of videos that we're going to have, numerous series, sponsored by Trade Paper Hacks or endorsed by Trade Paper Hacks, that we actually were street interviewing people and kind of getting their vibes on the con. And we interviewed some great folk. And I actually...
Regular con goers.
Regular
just
con
straight
goers.
people there for the con.
Well, straight and everything else too. Don't limit it.
They were there. They weren't there as a paid person.
Strictly.
Strictly for the con. There
Strictly.
we go.
Man, come on, man. Semantics and...
Dude, I haven't slept
Phrasing!
I haven't slept for 4 days.
I know. We got hungry. We were thinking about eating Announcer Boy. Okay, but the one that seems to constantly get talked about in this group is we met some roller derby girls.
Former roller derby. girls.
Former roller derby girls.
I don't think that's a word you can say.
And actually, I have a video, and we'll eventually show the video in the final. This is going to be a tease for everybody that's watching.
Yeah, this is gonna make you want to go watch the rest
This
of
is
the videos.
going to make
I
you want to go
promise.
watch the videos. Why don't y'all, Tech Booth, Microtech,
Tech, Steve.
Steve was our cameraman
Yeah.
for the entire weekend.
Yeah, everybody in the audience can come watch this one. over here.
Come watch this. I got to find where it is. Where's my photos? Oh, there it is.
Where is
I
your
know where it
photos?
is. Right here. And the audio will play out. So, this is Dixie. Dixie was kind enough to give us an interview with her friend. Oh, good lord. I've already forgotten it. I had it written down at home. And I
Diablo.
forgot.
Diablo. Yes, it was Diablo.
Yes.
You're welcome.
And I actually had a huge conversation with Diablo. And the only reason I can't remember, I knew her actual name, and I can't say that here.
Yeah,
But-
we don't want to do that. Yeah.
No. So Diablo was dressed as Harley Quinn, and Dixie was dressed as Red Sonja.
Very accurate, Red Sonja.
Incredibly accurate Red Sonja, which honestly I'm gonna say challenged my eye contact skills as a host.
He passed the test.
Yeah, well done, sir.
Well, so they said that they had an after party going on, and one of the things that they were offering at the after party was $1 for a spanking, $1 for a hip check, $5 for leg wrestling, but they also said they started offering for $1 to be slapped. But they were kind enough, since we were interviewing them, to go ahead and slap me for free, and this was totally consensual.
Completely consensual.
So I'm gonna show these guys the video. You're gonna have to wait until
I haven't
this video's
seen
out.
this yet. I have
Yeah,
not
yeah.
seen
We
this.
I
were
shot
around,
it. So
yeah.
yes, Steve shot it, but
Okay, you will be able to hear the audio. This will be really quick, and I know it's kind of blurry, guys, but here we go.
So that you see the
Here, I'll swap sides with it now.
Okay,
We'll
okay,
do
here we go.
Oh God! Oh my God!
Wow.
Your hair whip.
My hair!
Yeah, that's,
Hair-
that's an example of physics right there. It was contact. You
it was.
your hair had
I
this,
told
like-
you it was amazing,
It
guys.
was amazing, yeah. Oh my God!
Okay, let me preface this a little bit. While this is going on, Tech Booth and I are kind of behind doing other things, and Tech Booth is off talking to somebody else, and I was going to go over to that conversation and realized there's stuff over there that needs to be watched. So as I come back, I step over the back about the time mid-swing is going on, and I'm a little bit confused.
What was going through your mind? Do you think I screwed up?
I was like, that was a joke, Alex. You weren't actually supposed to get slapped at the con. That was a joke we've been doing.
Alex talks to one, like, I don't want to say half naked, like an 80% naked girl,
And he gets slapped.
and he gets slapped. What happened? What did you do? And it turned out to be consensual. And I'm gonna be honest, guys. You pay for a slap, and then you talk to them later, and say, "Man, my cheek really hurts," and then they'll kind of give you some sympathy, and that's how you start talking to girls.
Life pro tip:
Yeah,
Pro
yeah,
tip.
get
Get
the
slapped
slap.
first.
Slap first,
Yeah, get that out
then
of the
whine
way.
about it like a child.
like
Yeah.
a baby,
Yep.
like a bitch.
You just
I do like your instant like there's that half second your face is away from the camera, and then you pop back with that big smile, like I got this. I'm fine. That didn't hurt. Yeah.
Are we gonna release this video in 1080p? Is it gonna be highest of quality? Because in the highest of quality, like we filmed it in raw footage, you can actually see fingers in red on my face. I zoomed in.
His cheek was red for a good 30-40 minutes.
And I didn't tell her, but I had a headache bad prior because we were out recording for days on end by this point, and I had a headache, and it was magnified for like 2 hours after this.
It was like wah 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 kind of
a little bit right afterwards. Okay, and I'm gonna give you one last compliment, Dixie. It's not pervy, I promise. You hit harder than I'm sure 90% of men could have at that con. Just throwing that out there.
Ouch. So, but that's not the only manhandling you were subject to at the convention. Well, like we can, I'm sure we'll talk.
Which
about...
one are you talking about?
I'm talking about Blythe almost bending you over.
We're gonna talk.
There was no almost.
There's no almost.
It was a full on.
Oh, okay. So Blythe was a musician at the show, and we talked to her, and we'll go into her group here in a second.
Yeah, sure.
Or here in the next segment. We're posing for a photo, and Tech Booth loves this new camera he has. He's like, "Oh, I can do a rolling shutter. What is that?"
It's continuous shots. I was just trying to see if I could get some good GIFs out of it.
It's a GIF.
It's a GIF.
It's GIFs.
It's GIF.
God damn it! It's a GIF.
Is it a GIF?
It is.
All right.
And she put it great too. It's graphics.
No, okay.
And that's what the G stands for. So it's GIF.
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 We'll see if that sticks.
It
But
will.
choosy nerds
Choose GIF. Woo! Choosy nerds choose GIF.
Oh, you're cut off, sir. You're cut off. Okay, but no. So he's like, okay, let's take a sequence photo. All right, we all pose for a photo together.
So
and
it's myself, Sean, the other member of the band, Blythe, and then Alex.
Let me go ahead. No. Her boyfriend, Sean.
Is it Sean or Shane?
Sean.
If it's Shane,
Weird. I was fairly certain it was Sean.
Sean?
we
See
will
what you did?
overdub this now.
Yeah, we'll just
That'll be.
we'll practice our voiceover post. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's bad. Okay. So her boyfriend's standing right next to her. Her, and then me. And Tech was like, "I'll do something silly for the photo." And we take a photo, and he starts doing the animated GIF process of taking a whole bunch of photos.
Click.
Yeah. She turns me around, bends me over, and then proceeds to like just butt me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't realize that because I was on the other end doing my own thing until I think it was Jason said that happened.
That happened.
Yeah, that.
And it was, I was okay with it. You know, worse things have happened to me at cons.
So, how do you guys feel?
Could have been Shane Sean.
So I got to go to this thing last year for the first time, and I formed my opinions of it then. But how do you guys feel about AllCon to lead us into the next segment? As it were?
Yeah, that's a great point. You better believe that we'll be going next year.
Yeah, we had a great time.
Didn't they say it's going to be relocated next year to the
is.
Westin Hotel?
Yeah, Westin.
Nothing's confirmed yet. We don't want to
Okay.
say it's confirmed yet. We don't know for a fact.
There's
even yet.
rumors that we had talked to more than one person about.
Right.
Credible sources say.
Yes, our insiders, the Hacks insiders.
Right.
Yes. We had media badges. We knew important people.
We were everywhere.
Okay, so
But no, I thought this was this is one of the most open and friendly cons that I've been to. There were very few people that were being pains, I guess would be a good way to say it.
Yes.
Problems.
I didn't have any trouble with anybody. I want to touch on just a couple people that we actually met otherwise that were just fantastic. I did get to meet a Carl Grimes cosplayer who looked just like the role, and we had this little conversation when I introduced Carl for the show, or for the video we were recording.
And y'all are cosplaying as
I'm Carl from The Walking Dead.
Coral?
Carl.
Coral?
Carl.
You want to piss off a Carl Grimes cosplayer?
Call him Coral.
That's how. Coral! Non-stop. We also, in that same group, there was just tons of great, well-dressed cosplayers.
I want to talk a little bit about the cosplay because the one that I was that one of the interviews I did was with a Harley Quinn cosplay.
It was the couple, right?
It was the couple.
So it wasn't just Harley Quinn.
Yeah, it was a Harley Quinn in a Harley Quinn
Playboy bunny.
Playboy bunny with a Joker Hugh Hefner. Fantastically done. And when I got into the interview with them, turns out they actually know what they were talking about. These aren't. It's not the people that just put on Harley Quinn because everybody else did. It was people that are cosplaying this for a reason, and it was fantastic. They were.
And
super
Joker
nice.
Hugh Hefner is something that needs to be done. I feel like we've had other versions of Joker.
Hugh
Joker
Hefner
is legit.
Joker
This is legit.
with the babes, like that seems kind of awesome.
Yeah, that totally fits.
Totally fits. And are we considering Cospod people vendors? No, let's go ahead and talk about the Cospod promise real quick.
Yeah. Valerie from Cospod, who was on our show.
Yes, and her co-host Amber was also out there, and we had a whole conversation with them. And it actually kind of boiled down to saying, "Oh, what kind of cosplay did y'all miss out on?"
Well, let's not.
And-
Let's call it spade a spade. Valerie's been trying to get you in a costume since the first time we had her on the show. Like at that moment that we had her on the show, she was ready to get you in some kind of a get-up, right?
I think that's accurate. Now here's what they came up with. Here's the conversation that happened. We said, she goes, here we go. Let's see here.
Play the right one.
Play the right one. I think it is. We had too many damn drops. Okay. Either way, it turned out this is what the end result was.
I promise you, Valerie, if you make me a costume, I don't care what it is, I'll wear it.
That's recorded in front of them. We don't get a choice. I'm held to that promise now.
Oh, and she got very excited about that.
She got super excited.
I could see ideas just rolling through her mind.
Here's something that actually fell out of her mouth.
He's not afraid to wear a dress.
That I do remember that.
Yeah.
That happened.
That did
so
happen.
we're gonna put in the official words here.
A challenge to the Cospod team from the Trade Paper Hacks team. Make me a costume and I'll wear it.
There you go. It's official. So challenge issued. It's on you. We'll own up to it. I'll do it. I'll wear it on the show and I'll wear it to a con that we happen to be at together. So,
Oh, that'll be fun.
and we will interview people in the
costume.
costume,
This is going to be great.
even if it's that tiny little Namor number we talked about.
Wink.
I can't wink.
I'm hoping that it's the Dick Grayson Nightwing outfit we talked about.
Bam! V-neck.
V-neck with the blue and the gold, and
We'll come up with
high
some-
heels too.
We're not coming up with anything. It's on you, Valerie.
Ooh.
Yeah, shots fired. All right, so when we come back from the break, we're going to talk about some of the vendors we had communications with. Vendors, talent, musicians,
Yep. Artists.
Musicians.
Yeah, we are going to have a good little conversation when we get back. And we're back. And we had a case of the giggle fits during the break.
It got a little weird in here. We
but
watched the slap several more times.
We did. And I hope you were listening to the music there in the break. We are going to talk about that here in a minute. But first, we got to talk about some of the vendors we talked to.
We talked to people selling things.
We talked to people selling the goods. Not the kind you would expect.
The goods.
The goods.
The goods.
I'm talking about sex. I didn't do that. Not this con. Not this kind of convention. No, that didn't happen. What did happen, we actually talked to a whole bunch of artists, a whole bunch of musicians, things like that. We talked, first off, we're going to talk about Polyprinter. We talked to Polyprinter now. If you're not familiar, that is a company, local company, maybe? I have
yes,
a brochure
they are.
over
They
there.
are
I
local.
can't
Yeah,
read it.
they're local. They're up here in the DFW area.
Either way, these folks were local, and they sell 3D printers. Now, if you don't know what 3D printing is, it's like 2D printing, but vertical.
Yep.
Great, okay. They use plastics, and you can actually make little toys.
They go on the Z-axis.
Yeah,
of
we
the
probably should
printing.
have bought one and brought it up here. I could
We
just
really
lie and
should.
say this water bottle was 3D printed somewhere. Tech Booth ate that one up.
Because you ate that bottle up, man.
Look at this bottle! It's like a microphone in your hand.
Oh, eat shit and die. You're gonna have to check the video for that one. Okay, so we talked to Polyprinter, and we talked to them, and we kind of got the idea of how 3D printing is as far as affordability goes, and all the cool nerd crap you can do with it. Now, they had batarangs printed out. They had
you could make your own action figures.
You could have a little Charmander.
Yeah, they made a little Pokemon. The Bulbasaur looked really awesome.
It looked
They
really cool. And on top of that, no, go ahead.
Yeah, you could. Then the size of things doesn't matter because they had guns that were what 4 foot long.
As long as this table,
Yeah.
which is about 6 feet.
Giant guns that they had printed out. They had a guitar that they had printed out.
Right.
It was they had a guitar.
That's awesome.
That you could string and everything and play.
Was it acoustic or electric?
It was probably acoustic.
Acoustic at the point.
Well,
I'm
I don't
sure
know.
you could have added pickups and made it electric.
All I'm asking
I
is
got
it a
bitches-
solid body or like a couple quarter inches thick of plastic, or was it like an acoustic body on a guitar? I'm sorry, I'm curious.
I mean, it was almost ukulele sized.
Okay,
Yeah,
fair enough.
it
And
wasn't
it's
real
still
big.
hollow, and yeah.
Okay.
They actually had one that was broken to kind of give you an idea of how tension works and how weakness works in 3D print. They had a whole bunch of cool stuff. Now, of course, being the reporters and journalists that we are, we ask the important questions. Does it print dicks?
Well, does it?
It
It
prints
does.
dicks.
It does.
It does. Okay.
The dude running and looked at us and goes, "Yeah, I've printed that before."
So you didn't like trip him up and like he just
No,
answered
No.
he was probably sick of that question by
Yeah,
that
he's
point.
probably like,
He
"Yeah."
says every major vendor or every major company he goes to that like local. Think of these ginormous companies that we were
Yeah,
around.
This company sells items they print, but they also sell the 3D printers themselves. So
Oh,
they go and install them in places. And he said they've installed them for Texas Instruments and big name companies like that.
And and he says that every company he goes to and he installs, these bigwig executives kind of sit around and laugh. I mean, we can print dicks on this thing.
The exact words he used.
We're not gonna say which employee because we're looking out for you, buddy.
Yeah.
But he also said he told a great story of how he will print tiny little dicks and leave them out for his girlfriend, like on little dressers, on dressers. He also said that he would jump online, find the like sex toy shapes that they have just freeware out there, like somebody's designed a sex toy, and then he'll also find a 3D mold of a Hello Kitty head and put it on the tip of it.
So you could smash together and have Mario with
Wow, that is a whole
Yeah.
different demographic.
It's very interesting what you can do with this technology.
But what's unfortunate is we're not quite to the point of printing our own dicks yet. I think the smaller one was $2,500, $2,400. I'm not talking about the smaller dick. I'm talking about the smaller printer.
I get it now.
$2,400 is a lot to pay for a dick. Basically.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying. That's anyway.
The bigger one, the double wide.
Double wide.
I just love that he goes, we're not quite at the point where we could print dicks yet, and then you drop your arm, like, the smaller ones. The smaller ones cost, that's just hilarious to me.
The bigger printers for the bigger dicks is going to cost you about $4,500 is what he told me. And we're like, okay, we'll wait for our dicks.
Right. Give it some time.
This episode is going to play in the in the store.
It doesn't have
This
to.
half
It
won't.
will.
This half won't.
This
yeah.
one.
Who else did we talk? We talked to some artists. We're going to save the musicians for last because we'll
Yeah.
probably spend all day on this, folks.
Talked to a couple of local artists. Gentleman by the name of Devin Kraft. Very cool. You'll like his interview.
Devin's out of Denton, is that right?
Yeah, he's out of Denton. Did a really cool interview with us. We actually got to arguing about Dan Slott with him.
Dan Slott!
I couldn't pass an episode without mentioning him, just to piss you off. It worked.
And
Yeah.
we don't have it on footage because we want him to be able to get work in the future, but you may or may not have gotten any Dan Slott scream out of him.
Well, we definitely got one out of you.
You did. You did.
But no, he was great. He talked a lot of good comic stuff. Hopefully we can get him on the show sometime, maybe.
Get him on the show.
We threw that out
Get
to
him in the store.
Get him in the store. Get him drawn for some local folk.
Yeah, show you his artwork, make him more popular, move him up the chain of the artist's world.
You better believe that we're going to have a whole bunch of links either in this episode or when we finally post the YouTube video of all the people we met because we want to support all of our local people. And
Yes.
yeah.
We're totally in the support of the local people.
Yeah. Who else we talked to?
We didn't get cards from the other people.
What?
Forgot. Yeah.
Well, I do know some people that I talk to. Yeah, screw it. Let's just talk about musicians.
Well, we...
Tech Booth is stopping us. Wait, what do you mean we didn't get it? business cards for other people.
They didn't have business cards at the time.
Well, tell me who they are. Who were they? Let's try to remember and see if we can come up with who they were.
Okay, I'm looking at your cards here. Give me your cards. Give me these cards.
Oh wait, this is the guy.
This is the guy that did your work.
Yeah, this guy did your artwork.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Matt Rocks.
Matt Rocks. Matt Rocks. He did rock.
I was trying to remember who he was.
Oh, this is a great segue too, because it was Matt Rocks was one of the artist vendors out there. Of course, there was Eddie Medina who was out there, had some bad luck at the con this go around. Apparently, somebody 5-finger discounted some of his artwork. I don't know all the details, but Eddie, that sucks, man. Keep your head up, and guys,
That's not
stop
cool,
stealing
guys.
crap.
Yeah, that's not cool at all.
We had All-Con is kind of a who's who of local content artistry in general. You've got video creators, you've got the local artists, Bobby Blakey, Eddie Medina, Matt Rocks, Terry Parr, Show Enough Studios is out there. There's lots of folks that were Taffeta, SCNS crew is out there. There's lots of that great stuff going on there, and All-Con is definitely the place to chill out and relax. There's a lot of people will do a lot of work at a lot of conventions. All-Con's the most relaxed of those. And we were able to have Matt produce a special bit of artwork that we will be able to show you later.
There's nobody over on this side of the table doing anything.
Oh, okay.
So we got to have something for the video.
Go ahead and reload me then. Talk to him about...
No, you're doing fine.
Yeah,
Keep
you're
going.
doing great. This is perfect.
We're just distracting people that are watching the video. And
So
we
we,
gotta do
There's talking and these guys are staring at us.
yeah. Keep talking.
We got really lucky and had a great time meeting the band Married with Sea Monsters.
We did.
My EP here.
I didn't know you got one.
Yeah, Bo.
He got one, dude.
I also bought their CD.
Oh.
You one-upped us, bro.
I one-upped both of y'all.
I bought a t-shirt, suckers.
You totally one-upped us with the
All right.
autographs.
If you're not familiar with who Married with Sea Monsters is, you may know them as the Mary Janes. Now, when Spider-Gwen premiered in Spider-Verse,
Number 2.
One of those issues.
3.
2 or 3. Oh.
My opinion, probably the best issue out of that entire run.
Pretty
entire
close. The I Walked with the Spider creepy horror one.
Oh,
was
that was
pretty
good
awesome.
too.
I liked
But-
them all. They were all awesome.
Stop.
But Spider-Gwen was the best.
No.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Genuinely, it was the only one that got its own book afterwards.
Okay, is that really how it happened, though? I'm being completely
No,
seriously
it
curious.
got so much fan appeal.
That they just made the book happen?
Yeah, if you
Awesome.
even read the beginning portion of the book, it's like, she is Spider-Woman, but you know her as Spider-Gwen, which was almost a term, like, dawned on the internet.
Yeah, that was a
okay.
fan term given to Spider-Girl.
Okay.
The
Spider-Girl,
they
Spider-Woman, something like that, yeah. But here's the thing, okay, so Robbie Rodriguez is the artist on it. Actually lives in Waco.
Well, he's from Waco, and he has a lot of friends and contacts in Waco, and apparently he's lived in New York, he's lived in LA and Portland and all these other places.
From Waco.
Yep.
Texas boy. One of ours.
What's up? And so is this band, and he had a contact with this band, Married with Sea Monsters, and he's like, we have a band playing music in the comic, can you take these influences and actually make real music out of it?
Well,
And that's what you heard during the break. And they are playing exactly the Face It Tiger song from the comic as imagined by Robbie Rodriguez when he drew it, which is fantastic.
Or
And-
close. They made the song happen. They created it for him.
we should probably
Yeah.
also point out that Married with Sea Monsters, that's the name of the band we're talking about, had worked with Robbie Rodriguez previously on his self-published work called Frankie Get Your Gun. So they had crafted a soundtrack for original graphic work that the guy had come
His
up with
self-published
before.
graphic
and
novel.
that contact existed prior to the breakout with Spider-Gwen, and he then hit up the band again to get that stuff out there.
Okay.
So
We have a huge interview with them coming up. It'll be,
Yeah.
we have a video interview. You're going to have to check that out. We don't want to tease too much.
But it was awesome.
But it was awesome, and they were fun. And what the best part about those folks is that after we had that whole conversation with them, we got to party with them for the rest of the weekend. And
Yeah, anytime we crossed paths, it was a what's up, and we talked for a good 15 to an hour each time afterwards.
And I don't have him tonight, but I might have gotten Kat, the lead singer, to do a couple of anti-tech booth sound drops for us.
It was awesome.
Pro Tech Booth.
Not a single one of them.
Oh.
Tech booth sound drops.
Tech booth sound drops. And it's not that you were the best around.
Right.
Okay, so we hung out with them all weekend. Alden, the drummer, actually stayed probably the longest. Am I right?
Yeah, he was the last one to go.
He was the last one to go.
And we were hitting it late Saturday night partying.
He was
with
like
him, so
2 in the morning partying with him, and still a rock star, man. He knows how to party. Knows how to party. And I would say that was probably one of the most fun we had. But
they knew their comic book stuff too.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing, and I was super impressed by that.
Kat, lead singer, is talking about all the little mini-series that she reads that are super, niche and very eclectic. And I'm like, okay, I'm impressed, and your street cred's established.
Right.
Like, I'm impressed. Good for you. And I can't wait for y'all to be able to see the whole interview with them. But in the meantime, go check them out. You can pretty much just search for them on any social network or Google and just Married with Sea Monsters, so you can listen to more of what we played during the break.
Also, in some of those videos, you'll be able to hear the second single by the Mary Janes. The pseudonym of Married with Sea Monsters is called Paper Doll, which we caught a live performance of, and if with any luck, we'll be one of the first ones to throw up a live performance of that actual single.
Be pretty
awesome.
bitchin'. I hope we steal that deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, why do you think I bought this? This thing is awesome.
Hey, take it out of there. Show them
it's-
the vinyl.
It's beautiful.
It's a limited edition vinyl that they were selling, and now they're going to still have these at future cons that they're at. Or
Only so many. This
is one-
particular one is a pressing
of 500.
Yeah.
yeah, pricing of
500.
500, and you're seeing the hacks have them.
And we have our own copy.
Yeah, each one of us has our own copy.
And the best part is this back piece.
That piece, amazing.
Yeah. Oh, it's Spider-Gwen. And they had stickers and T-shirts. This T-shirt's bitchin'. My wife thought, she's like, oh, did you buy me a really soft, nice shirt at Allcon? I was like, no, this is mine. And there's some tech booth is sitting over here pantomiming how to properly put a vinyl back in its.
You want to come over here and do it?
Yep. No.
Come on, man, stop stalling the show for your.
It drives me nuts. Well, I'm helping you out, friend, because you could have picked it up and your record would have just flopped right out the side of it.
Anyways, we also met another band. Now this one comes with a funny story.
A couple of funny stories.
Plenty
I already
of
heard
funny-
one,
Well,
actually.
yeah, this is Blythe, who we talked about humping me earlier. It was a wild Allcon, buddy. It was a wild Allcon. I randomly ducked into a room on Thursday waiting for Tech Booth to show up because punctuality is on the top of his list of things to do eventually. And I see this couple playing music, and they're playing nerd covers, and these are your Dr. Horribles, Firefly stuff,
Video game stuff.
and then they played a Coheed and Cambria song that was on the Batman Arkham City soundtrack, I believe.
Yes.
And these two were
Deranged
phenomenal.
was the name of that song.
Bingo. These two were phenomenal. And I knew that they were going to have another concert gig on... concert's not really the fair. They were going to have another show. Performance. There you go. Bingo. They were going to have another performance on Saturday, and we all went and checked them out. I'm like, guys, you have to come listen to this.
That's
band.
all he talked about all day Saturday.
You have
Actually,
to
it was the first communication I had with you about the convention, aside from the Klingon that you saw in the parking lot.
Yeah, I
Like-
said, you have to listen to these
Yep.
guys.
Exactly.
We have to get them on camera.
Yep.
And we filmed their stuff. They got a great Game of Thrones intro cover
Oh,
on a
fantastic.
banjo.
It was
Ding, ding,
amazing.
ding, 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 ding.
It's fantastic.
That's not what the cover sounded like.
Right, not at all.
Right. But it was still really good. And the other thing is, like, man, these kids are marketable. Like, it was two really cute guys. Wow.
It was
It was
a really
two-
cute couple.
It was a really cute couple. Like, they were both like, oh, they're good looking, they're talented, there must be something to these people. And of course, this wasn't their only occupation in music and performance that they'd ever had. And I'm going to let you watch the interview on one of those, especially on Blythe. But I'm sitting there and I'm interviewing Blythe and Sean.
Yep.
Because
Sean.
we looked this up during the break, and oh, my button didn't work. There we go. Fucking Steve gave us all a fucking heart attack. Okay, whatever. My sensor buttons don't work anymore. I don't know why. This is why you can't do practical effects. We got a heart attack. It's Sean. We know this for a fact now. And
We were pretty confident of it beforehand too. So
yeah, we were. So I'm having an interview with these two, and it's going great. And when you're watching the video, keep this in mind. At one point, Sean lets me know for the first time mid-interview that he is the violinist for the Polyphonic Spree. Which, if you don't know who that is, shame on you.
Right.
Go look them up.
Shame on you. And I'm just sitting there and I lose my train of thought. I hear nothing he says after he finishes saying it. I look at the camera and I go, did anybody else know this? What? Oh, and I'm like, and he finishes talking. I have to ask the next question. I'm like, dear, I am impressed. That is impressive. Good for you.
I like that, yeah.
And the interview wraps, and I go, thank you so much for resting on the talents that you just displayed here, and that's perfect, and that's what we asked for. But some heads up that you're in the Polyphonic Spree would have been a little nice. And he was very humble about it, and I don't blame him at all. And I think that you need to go look this couple up. They call themselves Companion Cube. I don't even know if we said that yet. They call it Blythe and Sean are of Companion Cube. You can go look them up on Facebook, and
hopefully we'll have some video of their performance.
We do have some video.
Have some. It's fantastic work. We have the interview with them too.
We have a great interview with them. It's Companion Cube Band on, I think, Twitter and Facebook, and I don't know if they're on anything else, but I'm so happy to have met these folk. Both married with sea monsters. I keep saying with children, but married with sea monsters and Companion Cube Band. Everybody was incredibly nice, incredibly willing to talk to us and hang out with us.
Yeah, great people.
Super
talented people.
Some of them cut audio for us. Some of them humped us. I mean, it was good. It was a good show. I mean, we got audio, humped, slapped. We talked about printing dicks.
Yep.
I think we hit everything.
We had a successful con.
Mark and I talked to a drunken pirate.
Yes, there was a drunken pirate, and we asked, so what are you here for? What do you do? I'm not Jack Sparrow. I didn't say you were. I'm a pirate. And that was a conversation.
Yeah.
He was at All-Con to be a pirate, and he succeeded.
He did very well.
Winning.
Yes.
Okay, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up a little bit here.
You got a little bit if you want to discuss anything else that comes to mind, but we're at about 7 minutes left in the show.
Oh, good.
Wow, we're ahead of schedule.
We need to talk about how production went.
Production was great.
Production went really well, outside of the fact that we were on our feet for 12 hours a day. And then by the time it got to being partying, us having the opportunity to party, we ended up just laying down physically in the room across the hall from the party.
We did. We set up shop next to the party.
We set up shop next to the party and thinking, oh, we're going to film these people. It's going to happen. And then we all just kind of laid down in chairs and nothing ever came of it.
And then it was just done.
We eventually did make it out to the party.
We did go to the party.
You and I went. We stuck all the camera guys, including Tech Booth and Steve.
Yeah, I want to throw one out. Thank you, Steve, for all your help this weekend. You were great.
You're welcome, guys.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Steve came down from Oklahoma to help us out and party with us when we had the opportunity to. But
some party. It was a workaholic's dream.
It was. We hopefully it'll be worth it. And I had fun. And I can't speak highly enough of All-Con. And hopefully this will get us to other cons and back to All-Con next year. And hopefully everybody that's listening to the show for the first time really does enjoy it.
And to all the talented people we talked to, if we didn't get a chance to mention you, your videos will be up there. We're going to tag you out on that, let you know what's going on. And anybody we talk to, you get back in contact with us, we'll get you on the show.
And especially, we want to thank the people that left really, really sweet messages for us on social media.
Yeah, thank you.
It means a lot to us, and we all worked really hard, and just one person appreciating any effort that we put into this makes it all worth it. So, all right, on that note, I want to wrap up. I'm exhausted.
Yep.
We went out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, worked all day Sunday on one project or another, and then came in and recorded. Now we're going to have this out on Wednesday, and it's not going to be any rest until Thursday morning.
Yeah, and then we're going to work on things Monday, and we're going to places on Tuesday, and we're doing other things.
I mean, and Tech Booth's going to be stuck editing the damn show for that long. So we need to get out of here and get some rest. Now, let's go ahead and thank the shop again. We are in Generation X Comics and Game Studios. Over here in Bedford, Texas,
Southeast corner of Harwood and 121.
next to old fake meat Taco Well.
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 Taco
Well.
Welcome to Taco Well.
Thank you for listening to the Alcon special now.
And thank you to Alcon for
Thank-
having us out there.
Yeah.
You guys put on a great convention.
Yeah.
Great
and
convention.
and then if you appreciated having us out there, you're welcome. Good for you. You're welcome. Yeah. All right. So we'd be remiss if we didn't say thank you, Tech Booth, Jason Dyer himself. Thank you. Wait,
Well, hey, isn't something happening?
something's happening.
I think something's happening.
What is it? Is it?
Yeah, I think it is. It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Oh, it's tomorrow's Tech Booth's birthday.
Everybody say happy birthday, Jason
birthday,
Dyer.
you old fart.
Yep.
So he's working on his birthday because he is a trooper like that.
We salute you, sir.
And we're going to go ahead and say thank you to all the hours of editing that is going to go into these videos. We already know how much work that's going to be, but it's going to be great. We're going to get some amazing things.
We thank you, and it sucks to be you, but we thank you for accepting that burden. Once again,
that's as nice of a compliment as Jason's ever going to get from Alex.
Steve, thank you so much for coming out, helping us record. Microtech's also in here.
Thank you, Mark Brewer.
Mark Brewer, I always let you do it, Jason, but we interrupted you tonight. Yeah, thank you, Mark Brewer. We had to say happy birthday.
You got him all kind of confused, man.
Yeah. I'm like, huh?
What? Did thing happen?
All right, next week, when we recoup, it may just be an hour of us sleeping in chairs after 2 weeks of this, and
It's gonna be another week before we get Chad out of his Deadpool costume from Alcon.
It's stuck on. This is why you have to wash your butt.
Because it's stuck to him.
It's disgusting.
Because he's been wearing it for 2 weeks getting ready for the con.
Well, it started out looking like lycra or spandex, and now it kind of looks like a dried up fruit roll-up. It's a really awkward.
Well, the bad part is he started in the white Deadpool costume.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say.
X Factor.
From the
Axis
Axis stuff,
oh.
yeah, and it's for some reason now it's red, like the normal Deadpool. I don't know why.
He's rubbing up on all those other Deadpools.
Chafing. Okay. That's next week, or it'll be a while now. But in the meantime, support your local comic shop.
Go read a comic book.
Try not to look like a dork when you do it.
Thanks, Alcon.
Thank you.